tournament staff go at the front desk at the end of qualifying. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give these best collegiate athletes in the country a big send-off as they begin their qualifying clock. Athletes, your lanes are on for competition. Good luck and good bowling.
Good morning and welcome to the 2017 Intercollegiate Singles Championships taking place at the Raising Cane's River Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We're kicking off qualifying here, 6 games today to determine the seeding for the single elimination match play bracket. I'm Aaron Smith alongside Emil Williams Jr. and excitement coming up today. A lot of great student athletes we're going to have the chance to see here. Throughout the day. So as we mentioned, 6 games of qualifying. These competitors will be moving from pair to pair. So we'll get to see three new student athletes on both sides of the field joining us here behind lanes 27 through 30. So that's the split at this 44 lane venue. All right, folks, as we settle in here, big thanks to everyone for joining us here. Nice and early in Baton Rouge. And I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, 2005 Intercollegiate Team Championship winner with the Lindenwood Lions, Emil Williams Jr., here on Bowl TV. What's up, good sir?
Aaron, how's everything going?
It's going well. We've already had a few exciting days of NCAA competition here at the River Center, and now transitioning to the USBC collegiate side, kicking off with the ISCs and, of course, the ITCs in just a few days before we have the excitement of all the televised shows, which will be broadcast in May on CBS Sports Network. So we got a lot of excitement over the next few days. Of course, the Women's Championships coming here as well, starting April 23rd through July 10th. But let's focus on the now, and the future of the sport is right in front of us.
No doubt about that, Aaron. And ITCs, ISCs, of course, as we begin things with the singles competition. Always fun to watch. Always a privilege, really, to kind of sit back and watch certainly the future, and watch potential, stars. Not only, of course, at the collegiate level. Many of them are already at that point. Some are still working to get there, and then, of course, moving onward and upward to professional levels and the other aspirations that they may choose. So you really get to sit back and just kind of marvel in many cases at A, how good these players are. They're much better than me when I was born at this point. And B, it's a treat. They get a chance to do what they love, and certainly this week they get to do it in a very unique venue that doesn't happen very often.
All right, folks, it does look like the live scoring is now up, so if you're using that link, it should be good to go to see the other pairs being used here, so you can follow along with your favorite student athletes. Just some notes for those tuning in. These competitors got an hour of practice yesterday. There are different patterns being used as far as we know, and we know nothing about them. Neither do the players. It's up to Nick Hoagland, our lane pattern development specialist. I don't know if that's his title, but it sounds pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of that right there. But if that is his official title, but Nick Hoagland comes up with the patterns, definitely wants to keep these kids thinking, challenge them here. So they got the opportunity to see the pattern, make adjustments with their equipment. They had 15 minutes after the practice session to adjust surfaces as they pleased, and then the bowling balls were locked up here until it was time to hit the lanes. So they have an idea of what they're seeing out there, but still don't know the specifics, length, volume, even the type of oil being used here. But really got a great selection of players here across the collegiate spectrum. We have some of the NCAA competitors who bowled in the NCAA Women's Championships. Actually, here on our featured pair, 27-28, we have Kelly Belzeski of Nebraska getting ready to step up on lane 28, and Jackie Rhoda from Maryland Eastern Shore also on that pair. Their third, Haley Cummings, who you may remember from this past summer, making it to the TV show at Junior Gold. She ended up finishing runner-up to Jackie Evans. Definitely, that was an exciting match for sure. Went to bonus bowling, taking a few extra frames after they were tied at 2 games apiece. Over on 29 and 30, we have Nick Cross of Robert Morris, Illinois, Joshua Taylor of Fresno State, and Ryan Ashby helping us kick things off here. Another lineup to the day. As we mentioned, 6 games of qualifying here, so this part will go pretty quick. especially just 3 players on a pair across the house. Then we'll have a short break, and then we'll have the first round of match play. So the goal is to make it into the top 8 for the 6-game qualifying block. That means you're safe to make it to tomorrow and get a first round bye. So the closer you can get to the end of the road, always the better. So we'll have the top 16, or the bottom 16, excuse me, from the field bowl the first round of match play. That'll be a little bit later today, and that'll be it. So nice short days here.
Yeah, it's pretty quick for the most part when you think about that. Also, from a player's perspective as well, I think if you're competing, you have a really good understanding of what's happening and when and where you might be bowling. So 6 games. Hey, if I'm in the top 8, I don't have to worry about bowling later. I can kind of enjoy myself. Maybe enjoy the sights of Baton Rouge, for example, with the rest of the team. Many of these athletes, even though they're competing in the singles competition, some of their teams have either come early, if they are scheduled to compete, of course, beginning on Thursday, or there's other teammates, friends, and obviously family and spectators here to witness this as well. So again, you get a chance to see, or they get a chance to see, hey, here's where I'm at, here's where I need to get to. And then, of course, if you are bowling this afternoon, then it's also pretty cut and dry as well. You got to win to stay in.
Yeah, and it's definitely a little different than some of the other events. Obviously, the ITC has the double elimination, Masters, Queens, all those events kind of give you that one chance to bounce back after catch a rough pair or just a bad set, or you run into a buzzsaw. That happens too. But yeah, this is no room for error here. On the men's side, we have our defending champion in the field, Robert Morris, Illinois' Daniel Hansen. Made it back this year. He's just a freshman last year, so he's going to have a few more years to add to his collection. So Daniel over on 39 and 40 at the moment. First game is flying by. Have some pairs already getting into the 10th frame.
I'd like to thank all of our participants, of course, not only our viewers, but those in the chat room. Appreciate you tuning in. I've seen some familiar names, those who consistently check in on Bowl TV. A couple names I've seen just recently from some of the events that I've done. With SWAC, for example, as well, but fantastic. Appreciate it. Garland always in the house watching from Middletown, Ohio. Big thanks, Garland. What's up, Sean? Dennis, how's everything going? Nice job, Zeke. Zeke Bate in the chat room. Pleasure to watch on TV. Nice bowling. Hello to Angela, Kyle, Janine, Sean, Cole, Chris Shipman always checking in, Connor, Frank, Max, and everyone else as we continue on. Andrew. Mentioned the pace, of course, just 3 on the pair, so moving pretty quickly here through game 1. 27 and 28 already in the 10th frame. If you're just joining us, we are live from the Raising Cane's River Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The Intercollegiate Singles Championships just underway. Again, several days of competition to determine our TV finalists on the singles competition. And of course, team competition will begin on Thursday. And then again, we'll whittle our way down to four teams, 2 boys and or 2 men, 2 women's teams. Team competition.
I don't see you as a whittler. Just saying.
Well said. This is a specially constructed facility here. We are literally inside the Raising Cane's River Center. This is a convention center and also an arena. So they kind of share that, if you will, in this building. You're in the convention center space, and then directly across the way, behind us, essentially from where we're watching from, is the arena portion. As Aaron mentioned, the USBC Women's Championships. Essentially, this is the inhabitant of this building. Women's Championships begins this Sunday, April 24th. We'll have wrapped up things in the ITCs on the 23rd, which is Saturday. Then the women will have the building all to themselves for, what's the number of days, Aaron Smith?
79 days.
79 days. Women's Championships. I believe last time we were here was 2012. An USBC related event. It was the 2012 USBC Open Championships, which currently is taking place in Las Vegas at the South Point Bowling Plaza.
I must say, Greg Moore and his team have done just an absolutely great job making this facility top-notch. Working together with Brunswick, these lanes are about as flat as they come. So for general houses to get approved by USBC, there's a certain amount of depressions, crowns, tilt allowed in the lane. They basically double the restrictions. So, I'm bad at math, so try it. But it went from 40 thousandths to 20 thousandths of an inch of leeway. So these lanes, they're flat, they're tough. Along with the pattern out there, you're gonna have to make a lot of quality shots to make it to the end of the week and get your spot on CBS Sports Network. Jackie Rhoda 205, Kelly Belzeski 219, Haley Cummings 178. To kick things off on 27 to 28. This facility was constructed in just about 8 weeks from scratch. So, once again, a big thanks to the USBC Championship production team, Brunswick, for all their work. All right, we have a few extra cameras set up here, so Emil Williams Jr. is going to do cool things. I'm just going to press buttons on the computer, but we'll get a little bit closer look in here at Joshua Taylor. Playing a pretty direct line there. Gets him to mix up, but 7-pin says nay, nay. Big cross up on lane 30. This actually looks like this will be our last pair done on the men's side. The cross getting ready to start his 10th frame, working on a strike. Comes in light, leaves the 2. Can still get into the 190s with the conversion.
This pair, the lone pair going for the men at the moment.
Well, they knew they were going to be on Bull TV. Got to take your time.
Hey, you got to take advantage.
So Ryan Ashby can still get to 224 here, and this will be his first shot in the 10th. Working on a strike. So we got the girls starting up. We'll go back to the main shot. We definitely have some cool possibilities this week with some extra cameras. So we'll welcome Holly Ann Johansson, Kelsey Hackbart, and Brooklyn Green to 27 and 28.
Chris, this is the same building. They did rename. Raising Cane's, of course, the staple of Baton Rouge. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, the original location of Raising Cane's is here in Baton Rouge. I believe it's across the way from, just across the street from LSU. So pretty cool sponsorship deal, of course, here for this River Center. Last time we talked about food on air together, Aaron, there was some items that arrived.
That is true. That's
so maybe if we say the name of this venue enough times.
Raising Cane's, Raising Cane's, Raising Cane's.
Magically.
Chicken fingers will show up. As you can see, the plus minus follows the players around. So joining us now on 29 and 30, we have Nick Scelfo, Tyler Scott, and Michael Coffey. Coffey, the reigning player of the year. From last season, definitely as an alum of Lindenwood, I'm sure there was some disappointment for just missing the team portion, but they are very well represented here in singles. Either 3 or 4 players in the field representing St. Charles, Missouri.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no question about it. I'm sure they're disappointed now, but you know, a few are here, of course, to represent the team from the singles perspective, and then really, you know, that's a team effort as well. If one of those 3 individuals happens to perform well, that's a team victory. Also, girl side represented as well in singles competition as well as the team play. Got a couple of, or I should say several singles competitors that also will be bowling in the team competition with their teams later in the week. Good to see the support from all competitors and spectators, and of course fans and team members as well. Guys, check in as viewers and chat participants. Let us know where you're watching from. Always like to get an idea of where some of our viewers reside. We do know it's certainly a global audience, and it doesn't really matter what event, which is the coolest part. Everyone tends to check in at some point on Bowl TV, no matter what event it is. So drop your city, state, and or country, or province, for that matter. See a couple of players, Aaron, that I shared a flight with on the way to Baton Rouge. One of them was Ryan Ashby, who was on 29 and 30 prior to Ryan, and his teammate Casey from Notre Dame College, Ohio, on the flight here to Baton Rouge from DFW. I imagine they probably had a couple of flights that day.
Yeah, Baton Rouge definitely a little bit smaller airport, but the hospitality second to none. So they actually had part of the USBC IBC youth staff running around all day, making sure the kids were getting to and from the hotel, getting to the bowling facility here at the Raising Cane's River Center. Holly Ann Johansson started with 5 consecutive strikes before that 10-pin in frame 6.
All right, let's see what we got here in the chat room from our geographical locations. Also, feel free to hit the thumbs up, the like button on this event. The train moving and let people know, hey, not only are you watching bowling, but everyone else on YouTube should watch the same thing. Joseph and Nancy Corber from Ohio, my man Chris, always representing Urbana, Illinois. Chris, I had to get your thoughts on the new basketball hire. Brenda from Arizona. Brenda was online watching some college bowling a couple weeks ago. And from Troy, Michigan. Eric from Florence, South Carolina. Amber from Dover, Delaware. John representing Columbus, Ohio. Trey, Northeast from Burlington, Vermont. Cyber Madness representing Queens. That's one place that is certainly on my list. The cities to get to. Andrew representing Freeport. A lot of good bowlers and friends I know from that area. Also appreciate the good, solid conversation in the chat. Right after front 5 for Holly, 9 spare, and then a little split there, a wash out. The girls not wasting any time from a pace of play perspective. They could just be 27 and 28. They were one of the first to be done. And of course, now one of the first to begin as well.
Michael Coffey looking pretty lined up here in the early going. 226 in the opener. 3 out of 4 to start here in game 2. Playing a little bit further left than what we saw some of the other competitors on the men's side in game 1. Seemed to be a lot of straighter is greater. Guys kind of playing in that zone around first arrow, maybe a little bit left. Michael definitely a bit further in, giving it a little bit more room. Converts the 10 pin there.
Very good shot on 28 from Brooklyn Green. High flush and left a little nasty 7 pin. A very good week of collegiate bowling. Essentially, this is the finale of the college bowling season. Mentioned the NCAA's last week, of course, this week ITC, ISC, USBC Collegiate. And I'll put a stamp on the season at the end of the week.
We'll also have several announcements this week. Obviously, with the NCAA here, we learned the National 10-Pin Coaches Association All-American teams on the NCAA side late last week. In just a day or two, we will reveal the National Collegiate Bowling Coaches Association and IBMA All-Americans, Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year. So we'll actually have that banquet tomorrow. And maybe if we get enough likes on this video, maybe we'll find a way to get that live as well. What do you say about that? Would that be okay, Emil?
Sure. Well, let's pose it. Pose the question. If you would like to find out live tomorrow who the NBCBA, IBMA, All-Americans, and collegiate MVPs and Player of the Years, let us know in the chat room. Get enough yeses, and we'll do what we got to do.
But we still won't tell you the pattern because we don't know.
And we do not know. Good conversation in the chat room, but we don't know.
Strong start, a tough finish for Holly Ann. 213 though, so plus both games, gets plus 17.
Certainly hard earned, not ideal, but she'll take it. She didn't miss any makeables when you think about it from that perspective. But I think we got a glimpse of, again, we don't know what the patterns are. We don't know if they're the same or different, but just looking, they look different. I'm talking about, of course, the men's and women's patterns. You get an idea of, perhaps not a lot of room for error. Lanes really get to start to blend and get some, in quotation marks, defined transition. Of course, the lanes are always transitioning, but we're just about through with game 2 across the board for the ladies. A couple different things to keep in mind. Again, 3 on a pair. Not a team event, of course, so less balls being thrown, less players on the lane, on the pair as a whole. So perhaps the transition may not be as defined as what it certainly potentially could be. We'll find out probably. We'll be continuing to look forward. I'd like to see what things look like in game 4, as well as game 5, to see what the players may be moving to. See the ladies, some ladies are playing 4 in, some about 4th arrow, some have played 15 around that arrow. We've seen a couple try to play them a little straighter. 10-11 at the arrows. You mentioned it on the men's side. Haven't seen anyone kind of play, at least on this pair, where Michael Coffey is playing. Now, again, didn't see him on the high end there for his first game, so he may have started there. Perhaps he's migrated. How much information do you keep is the question. These players did have the opportunity in practice to practice on other pairs throughout, but they had to finish their practice the last 10 minutes on their starting pair. So if you kind of want to stay ahead of the game, probably come down, throw a few shots on the maybe games 2 or 3 where you will hit those pairs. Obviously it's practice, but you never know. That's all a part of it. Hello, Haley, watching from Davenport, Iowa, the Quad Cities. Very good friend of mine is from that area and her family. On the Illinois side, though, East Moline.
Ladies all done on 27 and 28. Holly Ann Johansson 213, Kelsey Hackbar 207, Brooklyn Green 188. So we'll be waiting for our next group of competitors. just about done with game 2 here on 29 and 30. We'll go to, you want to switch to one of those other cameras there, sir?
Yeah, trying to see if he's still bowling on the men's side, on the high end there. They're just about done as well, actually. And so I think all we have again is 29 and 30. Get a little bit of 31 and 32 as well.
All right, here we go. This is the 10th frame, kicking off for Nick Skelfo, getting the trip 9. Get some more of Ryan Ashby there from Notre Dame, Ohio. That's Nico Vicari from Calumet College leaving the 4-pin. Michael Coffey thinking another 220 here after the first strike in the 10th. Also get a chance to see Aaron Turner from Wisconsin Whitewater.
Bowlers in the chat, this is a loaded question, but if you do happen to have a particular bowler in mind that you'd like to see, just let us know. There are no guarantees that we will be able to assist you with your request, but we will try if they are within a reasonable distance.
We'll get the spare conversion from Aaron Turner before we go back to the main shot. The ladies are up on 27 and 28. So welcome to Bowl TV, Stephanie Schwartz of Stephen F. Austin, Samantha Laird of Hastings, and Alyssa Balicki from Long Island. .217 for Michael Coffey, Nick Skelfo, 191. Tyler Scott, some struggles there, 161. Say rival game 2, Michael Coffey now at 443 for his 2 games. Just a quick glance, it looks like it's one of the top scorers out there. It looks like Joshua Taylor, who we saw in game 1, looking real comfortable out here. It looks like he's gone 224 and has a chance to go 248 here. Looks like, yep, his score is posted. Plus 72 seems to be the number so far on the men's side through 2. Looks like plus 40 the number for the women. Jessica Malott from McKendree. Of course, you can follow along at home. We have some of the links in the description below the video available. But you can also head to bowl.com/ISC. Oh man, that was a 9-pin.
That wasn't fun.
Wow. Tough break there for Stephanie, looking for the double. But bowl.com/ISC, or you can go tournament section or the youth section. There's a few ways to see it. Click on the results tab. All right, we got a chance to see Aaron and Nico for just a quick bit last game. Going to be joined by Casey Cohagen of Notre Dame, Ohio. Stephanie Schwartz, the 2015 and 2016 NTCA Player of the Year after winning Rookie of the Year the previous year. It's earned a first team All-American nod here for the 2016-2017 season from the NTCA. Stephen F. Austin Lady Jacks captured the 2016 NCAA championship. Bowled a little bit earlier this week. They were unable to find the same success. Knocked out a little bit earlier than the previous 2 years, but the team will have a chance for a little bit of redemption at the ITCs. They're one of 3 teams on the NCAA side that qualified for both events. So along with the Lady Jacks, Maryland Eastern Shore, and McKendree, our 2017 NCAA national champion, will be back on the lanes just a day or two.
All right. Can everyone hear us now? Okay, thank you. If you're hearing audio, let us know. Appreciate those who also let us know that the audio was not working. We appreciate those folks as well. All right, thank you very much. Keep an eye out for that. A little weird, but should be okay. Thanks, Greg. All right, nearing the end of game 3. You're on 27 and 28. 3-6-9-10 in the 9th. Coming up for Stephanie Schwartz on the attempt. Laird. Good shot in the 9th frame. Alyssa Balicki able to triple 4. So good momentum for those players as they head to the 10th frame. And a very good shot. Nico McCary. Lisa. Stone 8 pin.
I know we had some folks asking about lane assignments. So I was able to secure a hard copy. So for our women's featured pair on 27 and 28 in game 4, we have Alexandra Mosquera from Nebraska, Stefania Cobo from Wichita State, and Abby Ragsdale from St. Francis, Illinois. For the men on 29 and 30, we are going to have Andrew Kopek, Nicholas Pate, and Ryan Stubblefield. Quite a year for Mr. Pate already. Member of Team USA, recently came off a nice performance at the USBC Open Championships as well, moving into the regular doubles lead for a quick minute there with Midland teammate Casey Maxted. So they were hoping the momentum of that performance would help them coming up here in Baton Rouge. Samantha Laird finishes up with 189. Stephanie Schwartz, 186. There's Alyssa Malicki. Makes it a double. She can get to 194 still this game. Nice shot there, Alyssa. Big double in the 10th.
Very nice finish. This is a lucky 194. Just like that, 27 and 28 have completed.
I don't think Casey thought that one was getting back, but it got back. Got a strike. It's the 10th frame. Gonna go chat with coach in the stands. Say, I got miss room, guy. Casey putting together a nice effort here. It was minus 55 after 2, but have a chance of beating the 240s. Miscue there from Aaron. Finish at 174. One pair to our right. Michael Coffey putting together another solid effort. 236 for him. Let's see, the Joshua Taylor is plus 72 after 2. He can add 50 more with a strike in the 9th, heading into the 10th. And getting to the 220s this game, so there's definitely some folks figuring out this pattern, whatever it may be. But I think that's a testament to these kids just competing on this stuff each and every weekend, practice every week, and you know, this has kind of become have grown more accustomed to knowing that this is going to be the case out here for ITCs, ISCs, knowing they also have to have in their bag of tricks, you know, the ability to play every line and see what every line gives them when as they try to figure out this pattern that hour of practice they got. All right, all done on our featured pairs. 236 for Casey Cohagen. Nico Vicari, 191. Switch just a little bit too quick. So, Emil, where are we going now? Now that we got some time before our next game starts.
Well, we're going over to maybe 17 and 18. They'll be very wide, also along with 23 and 24. Still got some bowling happening.
All right, there's Kelly Belzeski. We saw her in game 1. That was her fill ball right there. Get to 191. That was Hannah Munson of Grandview. Next up, Brianna Clemmer, McKendree, the most outstanding player at the NCAA Women's Bowling Championships. Crystalline Bonifacio from Emmanuel there. As the 9th frame over there on 21 and 22. All right, bowling back in our featured pairs. Start game 4, 6 of this qualifying block. We'll welcome Andrew Kopech, Nick Pate, and Ryan Stubblefield on 29 and 30, 27-28. Say hello to Alexandra Mosquera, Stefania Cobo, and Abby Ragsdale.
Good shot at it from Ryan Stubblefield. Lindenwood.
Well, Emil, you said you were curious what it was going to look like by about game 4. We're in game 4, and here on 29-30, these guys have bumped in quite a bit from what we saw just even 2 games ago.
That they have, and it might have started with game 2. Really, it's the first time we had seen someone really in that inside zone there on this pair. And that was Michael Coffey. You see, you look across the men's side of the events, and you see still a couple of people, still playing, at least attempting to play right. Still got a lot of players now inside of 15, some at fourth arrow already, as we just mentioned, on 29 and 30. For some, it's about, comfort zone. Maybe how quickly can I get into my comfort zone? And then for some, it's how quickly or how much can I delay leaving my comfort zone as well.
Yeah, that's a great point there. That's, one of the things in talking with Shannon O'Keefe after they finished up taking home the title, for that's a young McHenry team. Most of those players, zero TV experience outside of Brianna Clemmer. And, when they got to see the lanes kind of play like they had seen them all week and kind of got to that point, she said, that's kind of, the arm swing started to loosen up a little bit then, and, they started to repeat shots a little bit better, and you could see it in the scores. They averaged, I think, 236 those last 3 Baker games. So as soon as you can find it, definitely got to take advantage. Once again, a big bonus to be in the top 8 overall. The 24-player field on both sides gets you a bye in the first round, and essentially gets you rest for the rest of the day. So
it's probably a situation for those players, and I don't doubt one bit that they'll stick around, or at least return probably for a little bit, just to see what the lanes look like, the second time around, if you will.
Oh, I would definitely have an interest in seeing where folks are playing before they start, and I kind of look ahead to see who am I getting the winner of. If I'm catching these two guys, or girls, depending on which side these players are watching.
Yeah, match play is a different animal, of course. Now it's about 3 games total pins of defeating the opponent. But strategically, you still got to keep that in mind too. To me, this is the gents are bowling on here. It's undoubtedly, you mentioned earlier about being versatile, being able to play wherever is necessary. But again, I do think a lot of it is comfort zone. A, then B, of course, what gives you the best look? Comfort level. I just saw Michael Coffey on 34. Move back to 2-3 playing outside. We watched him play in a couple games ago. So sometimes you got to make moves like that. Joshua Taylor, who started on 29 and 30 from Fresno State, I haven't seen him move left of where he's been essentially all day. Watched him in practice yesterday. He was playing out as well. Had a very good look. And he's still out there from what I can tell at plus 84. Right now, leader in the clubhouse. So. On the ladies' side, the pattern looks to be, it certainly is different.
Yeah, it looked like the majority of the ladies started further left from at least what we had in front of us here. But it seems like they've been kind of, they've bumped in a little bit further, but not, it hasn't been as big of a change as we've seen the guys make.
Indeed, and that would lead you certainly to believe that this pattern, the ladies' pattern, is a little longer than what the guys may be bowling on. And again, everything I'm saying, folks, is just based on my opinion and what I think I'm seeing. I have no knowledge. We have no knowledge of the actual lane patterns. So we're going strictly off the eye test, just like they are. Yeah, ladies tend to play, keep the ball in front, play a little straighter angles. Although many players, the girls' side, you see a lot more players playing in these days, I think, and that's just a level of course, being versatile and being, just better, flat out better from a competition standpoint, and being able to play in and demolishing patterns from right or left. Stephanie Schwartz has been in, for example. I think Holly Ann was playing in as well, and we've seen other players kind of maneuver around 15 and 20 and kind of keeping things directly in front or as straight as possible in that regard. I don't think we've seen anybody really playing 5, for example. So for something that many may not be used to seeing, hey, these great bowlers on the ladies' side are playing in, and they're doing a fantastic job of it. And really, again, being smart, understanding what the pattern is giving them, and executing and doing what they have to do to score.
Making 5 in a row for Abby Ragsdale. We're up in St. Francis, Illinois. Not too many players plus on the women's side so far, so it's been it's kept them on their toes. Looks like Sydney Brummett at plus 42, unless you see something different, Mr. Williams. Looks to be leading on the women's side. Only a handful of players plus at the moment.
Looks like 4 total plus on the women's side. But you look at today's game, Aaron, and just how smart not only the players but the coaches are. Of course, programs that are providing that opportunity to be versatile. Of course, as a player, you've got to want to be versatile. I think. At that point, coaching can only go so far. You've got to want to be able or want to improve. But I think everyone is just so much smarter, and the fact that let's make sure we work on various items throughout the season. That way, when we get to it, it is not foreign to us. It's kind of like the play in football, for example, the goal line play that you practice literally every single week, but you don't use it until like the championship game. But because you've worked on it the entire season, you know exactly what to do. And I think it's very similar to
supposed to hand the ball off to Marshawn Lynch, right?
Well, you don't even need a play for that. That's just common sense. But I think it's very similar, from the way you set up the season and your practice schedules and what you're working on. Undoubtedly, everyone here has worked on something like this. But, we don't know, again, the specifics, but I don't doubt that each one of these players has seen something to this extent prior to.
Yes, I would agree wholeheartedly with you on that. So they've seen this, all the pattern links throughout the course of the year. They're very versatile, being able to move around the lane, make good shots, like Nick Pate has done all year. He actually went on a run this winter where he took the top individual honors in 3 consecutive events, including one where he averaged something ridiculous like 256 for like 6 or 8 games, which is a lot of striking, but that's what Nick Pate does, though. He strikes a lot. So we saw him make Team USA back in January in Las Vegas at the USBC Team USA trials. And after helping Midland make it to the 2015 title match at the ITC, looking to put a cap on his senior year here. Let's see if the Warriors can make another run.
Absolutely. Speaking of striking, Abby Ragsdale continuing to do a great job of that as well. University of St. Francis, Illinois. Prime example of a young program that has taken to the life of college bowling and have been very successful. Tony Talley and George Contos doing good things out in Joliet, Illinois. Andrew Kopech gets some friendly love there on the 7th pin. And Nick Pate has just been, as you mentioned, needless to say, awesome. It's weird, funny. I talked to him, and I say them. I talked to his sister Lauren and his brother Josh about a year ago at this point, which was last year at the Intercollegiate Team Championships in Wichita, Kansas. Of course, Lauren and Josh's siblings are twins. And so very cool. Family A, and then something that you don't really see very often. Something you see, sisters, brothers, sister, brother, etc. across college bowling, but rarely do you see 3 siblings, and then of course they've got 2 twins, or a set of twins, I should say, within the family as well. They all bowl, all been successful. We all, just kind of talked about what they wanted to do, some of the aspirations, and pretty much everything Nick said is kind of come true essentially this year. All the things that he wanted to do, Team USA, everything. They went out and worked on it. And same can be said for Lauren and Josh. Josh was going to play a big role this year for Wisconsin Whitewater. After being on the JV squad last year, and that certainly has come true as well. Played a big part, and Coach Walkner and Whitewater's success there. And of course, Lauren, the NTCA Rookie of the Year last year, Division 2-3, helped McKendree to 2 third-place finishes last year, and now she's the first Pate to say that she's won a national championship. So she's got that over her brothers.
Got that bragging right for sure. Quick question in the chat from our guy Zeke Bate. Having some fun on TV this weekend on ESPN. There is no cut necessarily after this block. 6 games of qualifying is all they have to determine the seeding for the bracket, but if you fall into the top 8, you'll get a bye for the first round. So 24 players total on both the men's and the women's field. So top 8 means you get the rest of the day off, come back tomorrow. We'll go down till we have 4 on both sides. We'll make it to the TV show on CBS Sports Network, which will air later in May. Let's see if we'll take a look at the scoring page, see if we got those available at the moment. So we are at the end of game 4 through 3 to make the top 8 on the men's side. Pretty much just being plus is enough. 7 players plus. Scott Hill in 8th from Lindenwood Belleville at -2. Take a look on the women's side as well real quick. And right now that 8th spot belongs to Brooklyn Green of Robert Morris, Illinois at 585, so -15 on the women's side. So if you're hanging around plus, you're going to have a shot at it. Obviously 2 to go. Lanes are starting to open up a little bit. Nick Pate making a big jump there. Actually, everyone going fairly well there. Andrew Kopech getting some pins back. Ryan Stubblefield right around plus.
That was a good shot there from Miss Stefania Cobo, and she did not get rewarded. The last couple of shots you just saw, really, the last one from Cobo and then what Abby Ragsdale is doing. Some variation of those two. It's kind of been where the ladies have been playing generally. There's been a couple, of course, that are playing a little left of where Stefania is playing as well, as she gives the 4-9 a run. Abby pretty direct. She said earlier Aaron Strader is greater. 255, nice game.
Bell putter plus 29. So we'll take a quick look ahead. Coming up to game number 5 over on 27-28 for the women. We'll have Maria Blanova from Vanderbilt, Liz Malley from Lindenwood, and Taylor Boltice from Weber International. Over on 29-30, Armando Godoy from McKendree, Joshua Schneider from Wisconsin Whitewater. I saw someone asking about that. So we do have another Warhawk. And finally, Andrew Dukowski from William Patterson. We'll have them in a moment. We'll go to the Emil Williams Jr. live looking cam. We could think of a better name at some point. But so it looks like we're going to go over to some of the ladies' pairs still finishing up here. That's Crystalline Bonifacio first up on 24. 7-pin doesn't fall down. Alexis Nyer from Delaware State. We're going to get to 200 this game. 202 still out there. In the red, Kelsey Hackbart. We saw her a little bit earlier today. Tripping fours like it's her job. Got bowling on 27-28, so we'll go back to our feature pairs for game 5. And we'll have to get something reset there for Armando. Starting off Game 5, just mentioned a few of these players, but we'll reintroduce them. Stepping up on 29, Joshua Schneider from Wisconsin Whitewater. The Warhawks really a great story overall in this season after losing 6 seniors. A very talented team that they had last year, regrouped, got some fresh faces, and ended up winning their first few Tier 1 events in school history. So credit to a growing program once again over there. Leaving the 10 pin on 28, Maria Lanova from Vanderbilt. We got to see her quite a bit this week, anchoring the Commodores of Vanderbilt at the NCAA event. There's Taylor Baltice getting the strike and the love from the crowd. Armando Godoy leaving the 10 there. Finally, Andrew Dukowski stepping up on 29. Liz Malley getting ready to step up on 28. Looking ahead to Game 6, our final game of qualifying. Our ladies feature pair will have Jessica Malott from McKendree, Sydney Brummett from Wichita State, and Crystalline Bonifacio from Emmanuel. For the men, we'll have our defending ISC champion, Daniel Hansen from Robert Morris, Illinois, joining us on 29 and 30. Dustin Zenner from Purdue, also made a run in junior gold this past year. Finally, Jason Robarge from Lindenwood. Mr. Williams is, we've talked about it a little bit already, but really just a great venue, just amazing venue to hold these competitions. This is a great treat for these competitors as well to kind of see the next level and get to see what the Open Championships, the Women's Championships is kind of all about. But this is not the first time that the ITCs have been held along with the ISCs in this convention center type setting. Back in 2010, the ITCs were held in El Paso, where the Women's Championships had a great build out just like this. In 2014, the ISC joined in Reno, Nevada at the Reno Sparks Convention Center. And now here, a few years down the road, once again in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Definitely something to see.
Yeah, it's certainly a pretty cool thing to say. Saw a lot of the players yesterday, a couple teams taking tons of pictures, posing and whatnot. I mean, just to really kind of take it all in. Vantage point of the video boards, of course, the arena type spectator seating, and then everything, of course, the actual lane perspective, the masking units, etc.
just taking a look across the scoreboards here, looks like Sydney Brummett at plus 51, leading the way on the women's side so far. I mentioned Abby Ragsdale. We had her last game getting to plus 20. So that one big game actually helped her jump into the top 4. The only other players plus are on 27 and 28 right now. Maria at plus 34 and Taylor at plus 25. On the men's side, let's get a quick look at scores. Looks like the scoring pace has dropped for a few of our guys who were hitting them big out of the gates. Michael Coffey is kind of slowed down after getting to plus 70. Same for Joshua Taylor, plus 74. They appear to be still 1-2 in the standings. Got some other folks creeping up though. Drew Fackler at plus 36. Ryan Dragoda plus 53. And Nick Payton last game get to plus 54. So once again, bowl.com/ISC, the place to be for results, live scoring, and more if you want to follow along your favorite student athletes. We'll be back on the lanes here at the Raising Cane's River Center at approximately 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. local time for the opening round of match play. Once again, top 8 getting the rest of the day off. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning starting at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. The second and third rounds of match play, so it'll be a pretty short day here on Bull TV from the Raising Cane's River Center. But by the end of it all, we'll know our semifinalists on both the men's and the women's side for the 2017 ISC title.
Very good memory in the chat, Brad Littlejohn. That is correct, Brad, about Maria. Did see her as a 15-year-old at the World Cup 2014.
Vanderbilt has done a very nice job recruiting the past few years and being able to tap into the international players. Also have student athletes from Australia and Singapore as well. And that Commodore team that just finished up here made it to the semifinals of the NCAA Women's Bowling Championship.
Wow.
We saw a lot of that. That was, I think, you know, there are definitely a lot of great moments, but one of the most fun for me was, because if you're around college bowling, after a while you kind of get familiar with the chants that they do. You know, teams kind of have their way to get fired up, way to pick people up after frames and after strikes. Definitely gets a little worked up. But Vanderbilt has this thing where every time they throw a strike, when they're coming off the approach, the player who threw the strike will yell black, and then the rest of the teammates will yell gold. And you have to do that for however many strikes in a row you have, it appears, and then someone counts it down for you. So I think it was against Arkansas State. Commodores get going, get on fire, spare in the first, and then all of a sudden Maria's up in the anchor spot looking to finish off a 290 game. So we actually posted the video of her entire 10th frame on the official USBC Twitter page, but pretty fun, and I lost count of how many times they did the whole black and gold thing, but it was well into getting around 30 probably on the video. So definitely fun, definitely a cool experience to just kind of sneak in there and be a part of that. So there's one thing I learned from working that event and being in the bowlers area a lot, trying to get videos and everything, is that I need to be about 2 feet tall. I need those long arms like Emil Williams Jr. to get up over the action, but definitely got some unique angles though throughout the week, so hope folks enjoyed that. That was definitely fun for me, and definitely got to see a lot of great performances leading up to the TV show on ESPNU.
Aaron, there's a song you need to hear. It's called I Wish.
I Wish.
By Skilo. Go ahead and check that out after competition's over today.
All right, look at
the very first line is an ode to the want of height. It's fantastic.
Luckily, maybe we can talk with Mr. Greg Moore and he'll let us borrow the sound system here. We can play it for the kids too. So. But feel free to sing the first few verses if you like.
It simply goes, I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. There's more to it, but
I'm sure there is.
We'll leave it there.
We'll leave it there. All right. So you never know what kind of education you will receive here on Bowl TV, but
Taylor's just struggling with a little carry right now. LU plus 53. Himself a nice game going. Max at 268. He's down on lane 40. Crystalline Bonifacio. Strike spare 4-bagger. Bucket there from Emmanuel College.
So we have some updates through 4 online. You can find those in the description area below the video or by visiting bowl.com/ISC. But on the men's side, as you mentioned, Joshua Taylor and Michael Coffey still at the top of the standings, plus 74 and plus 70. Going down to 8th place, Nico Vicari from Calumet, plus 2, 802 for his 4 games. So still a lot of moving and shaking. Obviously some big games here down the stretch. Can definitely change that up. 2 to go after this, or I guess almost just 1 to go. End of game 5 here. On the women's side, we have Sydney Brummett, as we mentioned earlier, leading the way, plus 51. That 8th spot belongs to Kelly Belzeski of Nebraska at 780 for 4, so she's at minus 20. All right, thanks for stopping by, Searsy. That was fun. This is PG programming, folks, so if you're going to act like that, you're going to get booted. So see you next time, guy. Preferably not, but we don't need the viewers that bad.
Should get the permission of Ken Hawk Harrelson.
Don't get me started on Hawk Harrelson.
Maybe we just no. Hear me out. Hear me out. And we placed his very nice sound bite in our software, so every time we need to remove someone, we can just click the button and he'll say, "He gone." Nah.
Effective, but
no. Okay. Spoken as a true White Sox fan.
Yes. I'm not the one with the W flag in my front yard, so.
Well, let's not talk about that. That's what you call domesticated.
Some nice games here, finishing up on 29 and 30. Armando with the strong finish to get to 236. Andrew, 232. Joshua looking to add a few strikes to the zone here, has already gotten one. The ladies finishing up as well. Some struggles there for Taylor, finishing up with one is 61. Maria 213, so she'll add a few more pins on the plus. And Liz Malley will take care of the 245 there.
Lindenwood with 6 bowlers. Competing across the men and women's fields. LU Belleville also represented here as well.
All right, that will conclude game number 5 here on our featured pairs. Emil, I'm moving the camera to yours, so we'll be panning across here. Oh, you're on that one. Okay, we'll switch to that one. I lied. So the 9th frame here on 25 and 26. Tristalyn Bonifacio covering the spare. We'll see a Stefania Cobo shot here, and then we'll move to our extra camera. Nice shot there. All right, now on the men's side. back to our featured pair here. So Game 6 getting underway. Daniel Hansen, our defending ISC champion, being joined by Dustin Zenner and Jason Robarge. Still waiting for the ladies to get to, there we go, 27-28, so we'll keep it here. So we'll look at Andrew Dukowski. Scott Hill looking to cover the washout. Hansen bringing out the big wheel there, but doesn't get the 7 to tumble here.
Andrew Dukowski has quietly just kind of had a great season. Willie P. made a great run last season.
That they did make it into the finals of the 2016 ITC. Dukowski was just a freshman on that team, but was put in the leadoff spot. So that's definitely a lot of trust from coaching staff and his teammates as well. Jake Rollins, now a junior, putting on a great performance overall to earn status as the tournament's MVP at the ITC last year. Dustin Zenner from Purdue, earning a spot on Junior Team USA for the first time here in 2017 based off that great performance at Junior.
Wow.
Oh, man. Oh, Dustin, he's walking that one off, but boy, howdy, when we see him later, we're going to... That was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
I'm just...
How many more strikes would you have in your career?
If I could carry the 5-7 out, I'd average at least 15 pins higher for every single game I've ever bowled. But
that is fantastic. That was fantastic.
So it looks like the ladies are ready to start up on 27-28, so we'll go back to the scoreboard cam here. So we welcome Jessica Malott, Sydney Brummett, and Crystalline Bonifacio to our featured pair. Malott, fresh off title at the NCAA Women's Bowling Championships just a few days ago. Dustin Zenner. He wasn't going to go light again after that one. So got a little bit too much of it, 310. But before the greatest 5.7 trip of all time, I was going to say how impressed I was by Dustin watching him at Junior Gold last year. As he made his run to the finals. Championship match didn't go the way he would have liked, but nice young man, classy kid. Going to do some big things in this sport down the road if he keeps at it. Mr. Williams, we have a Hall of Famer in the chat room. Welcome to Fran Deacon joining us here. Fran was kind enough to help us out on a little segment we're doing on the PWBA. Looking forward to the 2017 season. So we're actually going to have our next edition run a little bit later today. So have some predictions from our panel. Looking at Rookie of the Year in 2017. Who do they think is going to step up, be the next New Wave Finn? So Fran, thanks for helping out and everything you do for the sport. We greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely, Fran. Thank you very much.
Mentioned that Dustin Zenner had made a Junior Team USA in 2017. Also a first for Jessica Malott, and Sydney Brumman added another year onto the Junior Team, along with a spot on the adult team for the first time at the 2017 USBC Team USA trials. So things are looking good for that young program as well.
Aaron, well, 29 and 30, 31 and 32. Will they be done here with Game 6 and just over 4 frames?
That's true. It's gone quick. 6 games, 3 on a pair. Some striking going on too, so. Sydney's at plus 62. Still appears to be the score to beat at the moment on the women's side. Jackie Rhoda plus 35. Abby Ragsdale also at plus 35. We had Maria last game get to plus 47, so those are kind of our contenders for the top spot. Men's side, we got Joshua Taylor plus 83, Michael Coffey plus 69, Nick Pate plus 59, Ryan Dragoda plus 79. Some of the bigger scores out there.
Jacqueline Rhoda, who is on 22 from Maryland Eastern Shore. She has slowly worked her way into that leader conversation. Probably just mentioned that. But she's got 6 in a row.
Yeah, she can still shoot 270 this game, so that would be arguably the biggest number we've seen on the women's side. Possibly both sides so far. I've seen a few 250s, that's been about it. So yeah, getting to plus 100, that would be a sizable jump.
Sid the Kid.
She strikes a lot though. She says, probably got 240 in me this game just to hold on to that top spot. Jason Robarge. Getting a trip of the 9. Right-hander's best friend.
I agree with that comment in the chat. Nothing better than the sound of a good strike. Yeah, it does something to you. You gotta be honest. It's like my equivalent would be the swish of the net as I rain jumpers down. Bowling and basketball, if I could combine those two, those would be my 2 favorite sounds. 10 back and swish.
I don't know about your jumper guy.
Oh, come on, guy. We got to go to the gym, man. Actually, to be honest, I don't know about it either. It's been a while. so, but it's like riding a bike, right? It never really goes away. I just probably can't shoot as many times as I once could consecutively without being tired. Kind of like bowling, where I can't bowl 6 games in a row anymore without being a little tired.
All right, we're in the 10th frame here on 29 and 30. Daniel Hansen, rough day here in the lane, so he's going to have to make the long road through the bracket if he wants to become the first player on the men's side to defend a title. We had Emily Eckhoff of Hastings become the first player on either side to defend a title last year. Emily not in the field, however, here in 2017.
You know, Aaron, just talking about my jumpers comment. We got, of course, we got haters out there. Denise Graham Beyonce flying the W. It's been a bad week for me.
On the good side, though, you called Jackie Rhoda putting together the big finish. She ended up striking out the 10th to get to 270 plus 105. So clubhouse leader here through 6 here at the 2017 Intercollegiate Singles Championships.
Had a chance to watch her, of course, a little bit last week and then the prior week as well at the MEAC championships that were televised. And you can just tell it's just a very good, solid game, very simple, easy to repeat shots.
Yeah, Jackie actually from my area, so from Northwest Indiana originally, so kind of kept an eye over the years, and definitely under the tutelage of head coach Kayla Bandy has turned into a pretty strong player, and could definitely see her helping lead the way for the Hawks in the upcoming years. Jason Robarge finishes with 233 to lead the way. Dustin Zenner 177 and Daniel Hansen 165. Still got a few frames here. On a 27 and 28. Got a few pairs done already, but a few others going around the house. Nicholas Pate going to get into going to get to plus 90 and change here. It's like plus 93. Joshua Taylor in frame number 5, so still get to 210, but a little bit of a slower start. Great shot there by Brummett. Still has enough pins out there to lead qualifying after Jackie Rhoda put together a big 270 in the final game to get to plus 105. I don't see anyone else approaching that total.
Yeah, on the men's side, just like Brian Regatta, plus 101.
Plus 101. Oh, yeah, there we go. Same pair as Nick Pate. Just didn't look down all the way. 222 for Brian to finish up.
Yeah, this 35 looks like 35-36. Looks a little iffy there now for Joshua Taylor. Just watching where his ball's starting up. Not really getting through the heads at all from where he's playing. We'll get a camera on him. Get closer to the end of their game.
bit closer look at 27-28. Sydney Brummett takes care of the 10 pin in the 8th frame. It's going to drop her max total into the 230s now, though, so it looks like Jackie Rhoda will lead qualifying here. 2017 Intercollegiate Singles Championships on the women's side.
It's Malley with a strike there. LU women's squad.
As we wrap up our early broadcast here today, just once again a big thanks to everyone for supporting these young student athletes here on Bull TV today. They definitely appreciate it, and the support as well. Just a reminder, we'll be back here on Bull TV in just a few hours. Scheduled less than 2. Looks like 3 p.m. local time here, 4 Eastern for the opening round of match play. Once again, those will be 3-game total pinfall matches, as Jessica Malott makes it a double in the 10th frame. So the top 8 on both the men's and women's side will get a bye. No more bowling for them today. Everyone else try to make it to Wednesday. Just got to make it a round at a time, and you know, some of these players probably did not put together the block they were hoping for, but if they get some time to regroup, talk it over with their support staff here, the coaches, other players, whoever may be helping them out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think, you know, the most important part is essentially that they bowled 6 games and they got an idea of what to expect as they move forward, make the proper adjustments. Match play, maybe get into some strategic options for themselves in the match play setting.
Definitely true. Going to stay on the same pair. You got 3 games to put up more than your opponent. So we'll switch over to Joshua Taylor now. Sydney just has the 6-pin conversion left. There's Josh, just left the 10-pin on a really good shot, looking for a double. His first double here of Game 6. Covers of despair. Looking at Josh's max score, he can get to 204, which would put him at plus 87. So it looks like Ryan Dragotta, and Nick Pate will be 1-2 on the men's side. This is actually we've seen all these competitors a little bit earlier today. This is Nick Cross once again. We saw him in game 1 along with Josh. Nice strike there in the 9th. He'll set up the 10th with the double. Can get to 200 even with all 3 in the 10th. Casey Cohagen from Notre Dame, Ohio. Picks up the spare. This is the last pair going here, so you're getting as much coverage as possible here on Bowl TV. It's the 9th frame for Taylor. He's finding the pocket, just not getting all 10 to cooperate. Nick Cross starting his 10th frame, working on a double. He can get to 200 even with all 3. Nick at +9, so once again, we've seen scores right around plus so far. For those looking for a bye. Through 5 games, the cut was +6, so Nick was just ahead of the cut number. Couldn't tell you how all the other folks did. So definitely a little bit of a gap though after the top 5, all +52 or better. That 6th was +22. So it's going to be pretty tight. Nico Vicari from Calumet was at +22. Cross in 7th with +9. Ryan Stubblefield from Lindenwood +6. Drew Fackler from Wisconsin Whitewater +2. So we'll have to wait and see. We won't wait for it here on Bowl TV, unfortunately, but you can visit bowl.com/ISC for more information. Looking for the double, stay even. Through the nose, 3-6. I was going to take Nick from plus to minus. Have to wait and see if it's enough. Casey Cohagen, second shot of the 10th. Leaving on some good shots here. Nick takes the 2, gets to 188, so he'll be -3 for his 6 games of qualifying here at the Raising Cane's River Center. Josh Taylor is going to have enough to lock up one of those automatic bids into round 2. So he'll get to take the rest of the afternoon off. Nice performance by Josh. Emil Williams Jr. all over the place, but you get to see those great masking units. Very cool feature here. Which includes many of the past former champions here. We actually have Daniel Hansen and Emily Eckhoff on our featured pairs here. Second shot of the 10th for Joshua. Four pin doesn't fall, but Josh already has done enough to lock up a bye for the Bulldogs. This is our very final shot of competition here of qualifying. So we're going to turn off the cameras, let them rest up for a little bit, grab some Raising Cane's chicken fingers. And we'll be back here on Bowl TV at approximately 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 local time here in Baton Rouge for the opening round of match play, the single elimination bracket. 183 finish for Josh Taylor, plus 66, more than enough to get him into the top 8. So we're going to sign off for right now. Nick Hoagland, hardest working man in the business, strutting his stuff right there. So that's going to do it for us on Bowl TV. For Jason Thomas, Emil Williams Jr., I'm Aaron Smith. Thanks again for joining us. We'll be back in less than 2 hours here for match play at the 2017 ISCs. Thanks again for stopping by. We'll see you soon here on Bowl TV.